Good evening, I'm John Carter and welcome to Poland Daily. There has been a major increase in tension between Ukraine and Russia. Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko declared martial law after Kiev accused Moscow of an attack on Ukrainian Navy vessels attempting to enter the Sea of Azov. An emergency meeting of the UN Security Council was called to deliberate on the conflict.
Petro Poroshenko, the president of Ukraine, signed a decree implementing a 30-day-long martial law in Ukraine. This came as a consequence of the incident taking place at the Sea of Azov on Sunday morning, when a Russian ship rammed into a Ukrainian tugboat. Russian forces opened fire on Ukrainian Navy ships and subsequently took them over. We established that the Russian Federation closed the sea lanes through the Kerch Strait to the Sea of Azov. An aggressive attack of the Russian armed forces was seen all around the world. This was a clear violation of the international maritime law regulating free transit through the strait. 6 Ukrainian sailors were injured in the attack. Although they received medical help, there is still no contact with them. The Ukrainian side demands all 23 crew members be released. I am urging the Russian Federation authorities to free the Ukrainian soldiers who were brutally detained after maritime law was broken. Their fate remains unknown, therefore we demand they be immediately transferred to Ukraine along with the ships, and for the escalation of the situation on the Sea of Azov to stop. Ukraine identified the Kerch Strait incident as an act of aggression by Russia. Meanwhile, the Eastern superpower denies the allegation, claiming that it was Ukraine that deliberately provoked the incident on the Sea of Azov. Yesterday's incident was a provocation. The Federal Security Service has exhausted the subject. Key rules of international law were infringed upon, not just maritime, but general international laws too, including the Charter of the United Nations. Mariusz Błaszczak made it clear that Poland stands in full solidarity with Ukraine. There is no escalation in the level of danger for Poland as a result of the situation in Ukraine. I obliged Polish commanders to monitor the situation and keep us informed on any developments. The Polish government strongly objects to any actions that violate international order.
Monitorowania tej sytuacji i do informowania i meldowania na temat jej rozwoju.
The Modern Party is yet again experiencing unrest. Leader Katarzyna Lubnauer and Member of Parliament Piotr Misiło are at each other's throats, which appears to be emblematic of a wider internal problem within the party.
Piotr Misiło criticized Katarzyna Lubnauer's leadership in an interview with Rzeczpospolita newspaper. The Modern Party is in deep crisis, there is no denying that. We are disappointed with how the situation has developed within our organization. The problems we are facing arise from the lack of experience within the party. Katarzyna Lubnauer is still learning. I hope she manages to learn enough before it is too late. The Modern Party leader's reaction to MP Misiło's attack was immediate. Piotr Misiło is destroying the civic coalition with his personal ambitions. In accordance with the decision of the board, I am suspending him from the Modern Party and I am filing a motion to expel him from the party. A coalition that could dethrone the Law and Justice Party can only be built on trust and cooperation. The suspended Member of Parliament fired back. Don't get feisty, Katarzyna, don't get feisty. You aren't all that special. I suspended my personal ambitions a year ago when I supported your candidacy for the leadership of the Modern Party. And you failed the test. Suspending someone in a democratic party? What a joke. United right politicians say that the Modern Party are on a downward slope. This modern project was coming to an end ever since its founder, Ryszard Petru, was booted out. The party was created to stand against the rulers, and now they enter a coalition with them. The most recent poll conducted for Polish website onet.pl revealed that the Modern Party would not even get into the parliament if the elections took place today. Katarzyna Lubnauer's party was backed by 3.8% of the respondents.
One of the 3 top candidates to replace Angela Merkel as the head of the CDU and probable future Chancellor of Germany, Friedrich Merz, has called for the abolition of the right to asylum guaranteed in the German constitution. The German Conservative politician has also angered his political opponents in recent weeks by questioning whether Germany should sign the United Nations Global Compact for Migration. The US, Australia, Israel and a number of Central Eastern European states, including Poland and Hungary, have announced that they will not sign the compact. Hundreds of illegal migrants from Central America have tried to storm the US southern border. Up to 5,000 members of the Central American migrant caravans have arrived in the border city of Tijuana. According to reports, an additional 5,000 could be on their way. US President Donald Trump has promised to take measures to keep the illegal migrants out.
For the first time, participants of the migrant caravan have attempted a violent mass storming of the US southern border. Around 500 illegal migrants attacked both Mexican and US border guards, throwing rocks and bottles before being repelled with the use of tear gas. The attack took place in the Mexican border city Tijuana, where the migrants have been gathering for weeks. The local population of the city is becoming increasingly tearful of the growing number of illegal migrants arriving in their city. In my more than 20 years of working here, I've never seen a situation of this kind. It's as if we are in a war zone. Thousands and thousands of Central Americans have arrived, trying to cross illegally into the United States. The reality is that the police closed their eyes to the problem. Under no circumstances are we going to allow our generous Tijuana to be invaded in a way which is not permissible. You migrants need to get yourselves together. You have to show us respect. US President Donald Trump keeps calling for the Congress to fund the construction of a wall and has also vowed to temporarily close the border if the problem continues. Migrants at the southern border will not be allowed into the United States until their claims are individually approved in court. We only will allow those who come into our country legally. Other than that, our very strong policy is catch and detain, no releasing into the US. All will stay in Mexico. If for any reason it becomes necessary, we will close our southern border. There is no way that the United States will, after decades of abuse, put up with this costly and dangerous situation anymore. As a result of the clashes at the border, the country's largest border crossing between Mexico and the US was closed for hours.
Warning! Due to the current situation, the San Isidro port of entry is now closed. Please exit in the proper manner to the nearest exit of immigration checkpoint.
The first migrant caravan set out from Honduras on October 13th and numbered a couple of thousand of people. It quickly inspired additional caravans. All in all, up to 10,000 migrants are on their way to the US border.
Thank you very much for joining me here this evening at Poland Daily. Stay tuned after the break for Poland Daily Weather, and then join me after that for Poland Daily Business.